Thanks for staying with us. The much-touted Demerit system for South African drivers is set to become a reality. President Cyril Ramphosa has signed the Administrative Adjudication Traffic Offences Bill. The law introduces 1 to 6-point penalties for offences, and drivers who collect more than 12 demerits will have their driver's licenses suspended. More than 3 suspensions will lead to their license being cancelled. Stephanie Fick from the organisation Undoing Tax Abuse, you know them as OUTA, joins us now via Skype to tell us more. Now, Stephanie, the law enforcement authorities will say this is merely a system that's going to make the roads safer. Why is OUTA objecting to it?
Well, I think our main objection to this, to R2, is the fact that this elaborate scheme, administrative scheme, is not going to assist road safety. I think we can see the example. R2 has been in Tshwane and Johannesburg for a few years, and I think it's proven that it didn't really assist road safety in these two provinces, and now they want to roll it out to the whole country.
Now, from what you understand, when is the system supposed to come into effect?
Well, the president has signed the bill. Fortunately or unfortunately, it has to be gazetted first, and then they'll probably set a commencement date. So we believe the start of this act is imminent, but we'll have to wait and see when, that part of the sort of administrative part of this, when this happens. But we'll keep an eye on it, because we do believe that we will succeed in declaring it unconstitutional.
What do you believe is the major issue here? Is it the implementation? I mean, we're dealing with a system which has quite a few loopholes, often from law enforcement authorities. They don't seem to understand the system themselves. What do you believe is the main issue here?
Well, I think, except for that, the main issue should be that it doesn't address road safety. I think we are all concerned about road safety. So that's point number one. But in terms of the law, I think the main issue is that they weren't able to deal with the administrative process so far. I mean, they did change the amendment to say that you can now, it's not just registered post. They can also send you an email and electronic communications. So except for the fact that we have a problem with that, because the problem is how they are going to administer this. And they take away your rights to go to a court of law, because it's now a much bigger administrative process. Now, the question is, and I think that this is the question that should be on everyone's mind, is that they weren't able to deal administratively with this process in 2 provinces. Now it's going to be the whole country. And that they basically take away your right to approach the court at that first instance. Now, there's nothing wrong with an administrative process, but we do believe that this administrative process is not going to stand up to what is expected of an administrative process in terms of our constitution.
Now, there are similar systems that are in place in other parts of the world. What else does OUTA believe could be done rather than a system like this to try and make the road safer?
Well, visible policing. I think let's start with visible policing. Let's take the money that's going to be spent on the implementation of R2, because part of the new act is going to be a tribunal, which will consist of members, and there's costs involved. Why don't we just get more visible policing? We are definitely not against going after the people that contravenes road traffic acts. Of course not. We need to make sure that the people that cannot use our roads properly and causes deaths is held to account. So why not just consider more visible policing? I think it was shown that over the period, the World Cup, for example, that road accidents and so forth actually declined. Why? Because there were more visible policing. So that's one example of how we can improve our roads, is get more traffic police officers and have more visible policing.
Right, visible policing, that's what Stephanie Fick believes is needed, and she speaking on behalf of the organisation Undoing Tax Abuse Outer, and then they've got quite a few things to say about this new demerit system for South African drivers that's now been signed in along with the Administrative Adjudication Traffic Offences Bill.